my mission is, which I do think is actually really interesting, is to really be part of this revolution of moving humanity to a relational civilization where relationships matter more than our performance, our bank accounts, our grades, our accomplishments, and that we know how to be connected to other human beings in a really meaningful way. So that's my mission. And then everything else is about surfing, as you know. It's like,
It surely is. So
yes,
Michelle is come tuning in all the way from Costa Rica.
that's right. And I was already surfing this morning. This is what keeps me sane, and my mission is what keeps me passionate.
So let's jump into for the listeners who may be listening, and not informed of what
Mhm.
you do in particular. Exactly what is Imago therapy, or the theory itself?
Yeah, so if you're like, wow, that sounds great. I want to be part of transforming the world into a relational civilization, and I don't want to be just a measure of what I've accomplished or what I haven't accomplished. Um, One of the ways that we do the work is by helping couples, because that is the most difficult place to actually contain all our hurt and our pain and our needs and be really connected to each other. So Imago developed out of the therapy world and developed for couples in particular to learn how to understand their conflicts and to move around the conflict into a deeper connection, kind of despite the conflict. And then from that place, that position of connectedness, their problems look different. So Harville and Helen created this theory band that was like it probably the late 80s and brought it to couples therapy. And then since then have really also added and expanded to how do we bring this idea to other domains that are also riddled with what they perceive to be problems and challenges and pain and frustration. So to offices, to hockey teams, to classrooms, to boardrooms. And but really it all kind of comes down to because most of us, even if we're not partnered, have very important relationships in our lives that we are deeply connected to, and where kind of our least self shows up, my reactive self, my judgy self, my frustrated, impatient self shows up in those closest relationships. And so ultimately, learning how to do those relationships better then gives us the information we need on how to help other people navigate that terrain for them.
What you're basically saying is that this theory is not just for couples.
It's not just for couples, but it is so critical that if you're coupled that you start there because that is your laboratory where you learn about how you work in relationship with someone else where you have some kind of dependency.
Mhm.
So that's really your most powerful laboratory, if you will, to understand how this theory works. Whether it might be a boss or a best friend. It might not be somebody that's from you're romantically involved with. But if you're romantically involved, we got to start there. We got to start with what's happening in the space between the two of you, and how is it being influenced by your history, by your stories, by your beliefs, by your intentionality, and can you collaborate with that other person to transform that space? So that's where we always start. But yes, it has so many more applications.